Hello and welcome back to Seaside Garage and the Citroen XM. I have decided to ignore the electronic, so it seems, issues on the engine. Being a French car, sometimes ignoring stuff will fix it. No, really, I am borrowing a Proxia tester in a while, and with that I hope to be able to get some readings on this engine to find out what's going on, because right now it seems to be an intermittent problem that changes character from 1 minute to the next. So it's really difficult. It's one of those things that you really got nightmares about if you work on cars like these. What I want to do in this video is to address some leaks. Would you believe it? There is actually leaks on this car. Look at this. Can you see that it's wet all over and green stuff is dripping down in this area? Contrary to what most people believe, this is actually not meant to look like this on a Citroen. I was surprised to find out that myself, but there's actually something wrong here, and we will have to address that. Do you see that? This one actually stops all by itself when the nut is out, because of the mode down here that I selected. Look at this, I press the button, keep it pressed, and it stops by itself. That's a really clever thing. And it also got 1200 Newton meters of braking free force. This is a powerful thing. So today's leak seems to be located from this. This is the return line from the strut tower. I think it comes from that. It seems to be very wet, at least. And yeah, very, very cracked also. So I'm pretty sure it comes from that. Let's change that. Don't know how well it picks up, but it got a million small cracks in it. We better change that. Without being an expert, I'm pretty sure this is what the oil returns to when the car sinks over time. Then it will return to the reservoir by this one. More blood is rushing out. Ugh. So there we go. As you can see, this is really dry, rotted. It looks pretty all right from a distance, and when it's not under tension, but as soon as you bend it, it just opens up. And yeah, I think we got our leak right there. So there we go. That should stop that leak. And even though it's not leaking on the other side, I'm going to change it over there anyway, because it looks just as bad. It's just not leaking. Now I want to make that hydraulic line that goes from the rear to the front all the way to the pump. That was the one that was leaking when I first got this car. I made a repair by shortening the line, by routing it differently. It was possible to make do. So now it's going under the axle, and it's not very good because it will catch on stuff when you drive. So I want to change the entire line. But firstly, I'm going to make one end of the pipe, the right flare and all that, so I can fit it to the rear axle. And then I'm going to put this one in the wrong way. That is more like it. It is now grabbed. Then I'm going to take this out, spin this one around, like that, and then loosen it, and then loosen it up again. There we go. I'm just going to tape this end up to avoid getting crap into that end. And here we have the repair I made last time that we are now going to undo. The line needs to go the other way around the axle, not down here, and then go all the way to the front. I'm going to fit that off camera because I think I would be slightly too frustrated if I need to fit that while filming also. So be back in a second. And there we go, new line over the rear axle and then down on the other side, going all the way up. And I am now working at the front. I have just removed the old piece of pipe, measured it and added it, and made sure the new pipe is the same length, and I'm about to make that bevel on that, and then I'm going to show you where that is going to be. Look at this. In here is the other part, or this other end of the pipe. It goes into that round box in the right area of the screen. I had to remove the other pipes just to get to the connection, and even though it may be looking like a lot of space, getting your hand in through right there and up there is extremely difficult. I'm going to continue on it and take you back when I'm done with it because I just can't film anything. But it's possible to change pretty much all the pipes as far as I can see. It's just very fiddly and time consuming. It is in there. Oh, that was really difficult. But it's in there. That's the most important bit. I think I got one more pipe that I need to change. I need to investigate it a bit further. It could be surface rust, but I think it needs to be changed as well. But it won't be today because my hands are aching from this experience. I need to take a break from that. But oh well, that's enough for the leaky stuff for today. Next thing I want to check is something that I noticed last time around I worked on this car. A problem that might interact with some of the other problems that I am having. Maybe. Anyway, I'm just going to start it up to make sure that it's not leaking, and then I'm going to lower it down and show you what the problem is. So let's see it rise up, hopefully without any massive leaks. There we go, the front. And the rear, and lift off. We are no longer standing on the lift. There we go. The engine sounds decent today. That could all change if I started or shut it off and started again. It's all over the place. But what I found out is this. Let me switch on. Because when I went to start this car up the other day, it wouldn't fire. It wouldn't even crank. It sounded like a dead battery. And that was true. The battery was very low power. Take a look at this. It is very low also now, but more importantly, it's low because everything is on the light and all that, but it's not charging. There is no charging going on this car, which is annoying because if something is wrong with the generator down there, it's a front off job, and I have already been there, so I hope not. But I noticed something else also, because I have not seen any battery light being on, which was a bit weird if it's not charging. But take a look at this. Engine off, ignition on. There is no battery light on the dash. And actually, I'm pretty sure that this system needs the light in the dash to work. Some cars have that system, others does not. But the bulb in the charge system is actually important for it to charge. So the first thing I want to do is to find out if the bulb is blown in there and if it will make a change or difference if I fix it. Because if it does, it will be very, very nice that I don't have to remove the entire front end of the car. So let's go ahead and try to get into this part of the dash. As far as I know, the battery light should be right there. I should have bought a Haynes manual for this, but anyway, where's the fun in that? I think I have to remove the top end of the cluster to get the lower end off. I'm not sure it was necessary to remove the lower shrouding around the steering wheel though. Now it's done, can't hurt. I hate this kind of stuff. And I'm not the only one who has been in here before, because stuff is loose and broken already, which makes it a little bit frightening. I just had to watch a video from a guy called, or a channel called XM Daily. I think you're actually watching this channel, so hello to you and thank you for your video. I don't think I could have managed to figure out how to remove this part without watching someone else do something, at least not without destroying stuff. Let's see. So shout out to Daily XM for making that video. Check his channel out if you want to remove this, and most likely he got more goodies in there. I need to watch a few more, I think. Yes, that has not been, I wouldn't have been able to do that without some kind of clue. I think I can reach it now. Need to connect that one again. I think it's this one. This is it. Let me show you why I know that. And is it blown? I think it is. It's a little bit difficult to see, to be honest. But the reason why I know it's this one is because when I light it from the backside, you can see the battery. So let's just try to swap the bulb. To be honest, I would be a little bit surprised if this is going to work, because I would think on a car this modern that it would not need a bulb, or that it wouldn't stop charging just because of a blown bulb. But it needs to be fixed anyway, because it needs to light up when the car is in ignition, and it doesn't. Could also be wiring issue, fuse issue maybe even. So apparently that was a waste of time to dismantle the interior, but I'm not gonna put it back together just yet, because maybe there is something wrong in there. But I'm a little bit clueless what to check next actually. But what I want to do is to wait a little bit with that, because I was offered to lend a old school Proxia, I think it's called, tester for the Citroen, that should be able to communicate with not only the ECU, but also all the ECUs. Not only the engine ECU, but also the Activa system and an ABS system, because we also have some ABS fails issues on this one. But I think I'm just gonna leave the XM be for a little while now. I know this video didn't have a lot of progress, but that's just the way it is sometimes. I think it's weird that it's not charging and not showing a battery light in there. I just checked the small wire going to the alternator. That is getting power, but it's so difficult to get down there. There is almost no space to work on. If the problem is at the alternator, I will have to remove the front end again, but I'm not going to do that and waste more time like I maybe just did in the interior. So I will end this video here. Thank you for watching anyway, and see you in the next one.